Welcome, people. Welcome back, man, for new comedy reviews with East Meets West and Cover Fire with CBSI, man, from Mike Morello. Listen, it's been a minute. You know, we took a week off. I had to take care of some stuff. But we are back in full effect, man. I am here with my brothers, man. My brother Gomez. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Good to be back. You boy. Back in the flesh. You know, I mean, I'm still having a little bit of trouble. You see my views a little bit 45-degree angle, but I'm gonna get that fixed as soon as possible. But I just can't miss it. I gotta do what I can. You know,
yes,
that's it. And then
Broski's about to upgrade it in a few. Hopefully by Sunday, you know, you see him back in full effect. You know what I mean? So
hopefully,
we'll wait till Sunday for that. But yeah, man, we also hear about my man Josh Grav. Josh G, what is going on, Josh?
Good.
Hey, you're on mute. You're on mute, bro. You're on mute. Well, while he fixes that, man, we are here, guys. You already know.
No.
Nah. No.
Okay.
Right. You come back in. All right. Got you. I got you. See, you know.
Bet,
all right, guys. While he does that, man, you already know, guys, man, we're going to give a shout out to our friends of the show, guys, man. Start off with my man, Jose Gonzalez, man. Spidey's Powder Tumblers, man, where you can get your custom-made powder-coated stainless steel tumblers. You get your coasters, keychains, wallets, knives. Hit him up on IG. You know, you check out his work there. Check out his collection on his YouTube channel. Jose Gonzalez, guys. You already know, man. And shout out to Susie, man. She got some arms now, man. If you go see his IG page, you know what I mean? If you know what I'm talking about, go check out his IG. And next up we have here is going to be our brother, man, Erod212, who's been MIA. But shout out to him at Express Comic Book Pressing Services, man. Here, use the EmW 10, get 10% off your comic book pressing services, guys. Hit him up on IG, man, through his Erod212 page or his Express CBP page, guys, or email him at expresscbp@yahoo.com. He also submits to CGC and CBCS. He can give you his 10% off with CGC. So yeah, man. And last but not least is going to be
he's about to be DOA if he doesn't bring his ass to one of these shows.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck, yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. Bang bang. All right, so shout out to Skeleton Comics, man. Shout out to Angie. Here at Skeleton Comics, man, where you can pick up your books, put pre-orders, make a pull list with these guys, man. You can buy comic book supplies, you can buy Funko Pops, action figures. You already know, man, and use the EmW 10 one-off code, guys. It's a one-time code, but you have other codes too. You have Thoro 10, and then you have New York Warriors one-off code, guys. So those are our friends of the show, and shout out to everybody there, man. And real quick, let me give a shout out. I do that in a few. All right, real quick, give a shout out to the people in the chat, man. Let's see who we have here first. Who we got here first? Who we got?
I always forget what this fucking is, man.
Who? What?
I always forget. You ever have like a comic book that like you've seen it a zillion times, and like no matter how many times you look at the thing, you always forget what the number of it is?
Where?
Yeah. Towers with group numbers get all busted.
Yeah. All right, real quick, man. Let me give a shout out to my people in the chat, man. We got the Thoro was here first. What is going on, man? Johnny Dakota, man. That's another press to two guys, and he's in Canada. So if you're Canadian and you don't want to ship your books to the United States, man, holla at my man Johnny Dakota. Check out his IG page too, guys. It's wonderful work, man. You already know. Tell him, East Meets West send you. So we got Bricks the Iron Geek in here. We got Copy 801. What is going on, buddy? We got Comics Are Great. Anthony, what's up, buddy? Who else we have here? Who else? Bam, Moraine. We got that one. We got Tino 73's in the house, man. We got No Good Comics. What is going on? Thank you for joining us tonight. Jay Salsa 23. You already know, man. Our East Meets West logo. That's my guy right there. Jay Salsa. Shout out to him. I'll always give him a shout out, man, for doing that. That's what's up. We got William Medina in the building. We got the guy Comic Forge is in the house from Pressable Defects. What's going on, man? And it looks like we are caught up to everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And I'll just keep giving shout outs once I see other people joining the chat. But you already know. Real quick, man, my daughter wanted me to give her a shout out, man, because she gave me a nice little Father's Day present. She said, "Listen, man, you got some books being delivered to you, right?" Yeah. And then she said, "Check out the back." So I opened up the back, right, and look what she does. She cut up some cardboard and made some little Geminis, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Oh my god, this one I think what she said. This one is from Spidey Powder Tumblers. She put. Oh my god! I think this one is for Erod. I think Erod or some shit. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so shout out
That's
to
the
my
normal
brother for
size
that.
book to Erod, though.
That's true. That's true, guys. So yeah, guys, that is fantastic. Yeah, appreciate that, guys. So yes, you already know, guys, man. Our segment here, we cover our new comic day reviews that we read. We picked 4 books, and we'll talk about those in a few. But first, I want to give a shout out to CBSI, guys. If y'all don't know, man, check out CBSI. Go to comicbookinvest.com, guys, and you can follow on the article that we talk about, which is Cover Fire today, and we're covering from Mike Morello. He talks about it, and I think Josh will like this because I liked it. So I think he will like, Josh is gonna like the list. But not only does you can go over there and check out Mike Morello's, check out other people's article too from CBSI. They have dope stuff, dope content on there. So let's move it along. Let me share my screen, and let's Cover Fire, guys. Bam. All right.
Boom, boom, bang, bang.
And let me just make sure anybody moving. All right, there we go. All right, guys. So the first book we're gonna start off, guys. He has 2 stiff competitions. He has 2 runner-ups, and then he has 1 winner of the week. All right, guys. We're gonna start off with the stiff competition. Here we go, man. Here we got Joker number 4, cover done by Lucio Perillo, guys. Dope artist, guys. Dope artist. And I'm gonna read a little bit of what he wrote down on this. I'm not gonna read too much of it. He put a little too over-rendered, I should say, which gives it too much of a glossy look. But otherwise, this cover is super creepy and evil, just like a Joker cover should be. And guys, what do y'all think? I think this is a dope cover. I like it, but it does look a little bit repetitive with the Perillo. That's all I gotta say. Okay, guys.
I think he hit it right on the head. Like it's awesome, but there's just like too much like shine on it or something. It looks like he I don't know, just oiled up and is going to the beach or something. I don't know, but it's really cool though. And what he's got that little Batman doll and ripping the leg off, kind of almost like a not a voodoo doll, but I guess kind of in a way a voodoo doll. I'm trying to think, what were the other? If this was the best Joker cover of the week, I did not like the main cover. That was kind of, I don't know, it just didn't really fit. And what was the other cover?
I don't remember. I thought it was an A and B cover. I don't know if there was a C cover.
There's 3 of them.
Oh, there's a C cover. All right. Well, if anybody has it, Josh has it because we've been, collecting those. And Broski, what you think of the Perillo cover?
Lucio Perillo is really good. He's really known for Vampirella covers. Yeah, he does a lot of those. So to see him do the aspects of doing the Joker is pretty dope. It does have kind of the same concept art, as if you've seen Vampirella comics. But I like it. It's something different. I like the way, like you said right when Mike Morello said the coffin, and the fact that the face of the Joker looks crazy. Like he's on something, like he's on that powder. So yeah,
he's on something. He's on some powder. We will be covering on reviewing this book, for our reviews in a few. And I want to give a quick shout out to Will Not Obey. Thank you for joining us, bro, man. Thanks. And we're gonna move on to the next book. Next stiff competition is going to be Geiger issue number 3. This is the Lee Weeks cover, and I thought this cover was pretty badass. I thought it was dope for him. Let me read a little bit of what he wrote down. For Geiger number 3, this is a C cover, guys, by the way. He put down, the yellow glow thing is getting a little overused and tired, but it works to great effect on this one, in that it actually uses the light source to do something. I like that he uses space wisely and focuses on detail throughout the entire cover. Guys, what do y'all think?
This is dope. I'm a sucker for Geiger covers, DC covers, these glow in the dark ones. Something different. They haven't really done it that much. The last time I really known for a regular cover was the Ghost Rider. They had that glow in the dark one. That's real known. So to bring this aspect and this concept in the comics, and not that it's a great read. A really great read, and there's a lot of covers, but that one really dope cover as opposed to Geiger for being a regular. It was a C cover, so it's a sucker for horror. That's what it looks like to me. It speaks out horror, so in a way. So I'm a sucker for horror, so I enjoy it. I enjoy the greens and all that stuff, the color.
Okay, all right. Josh, what do you think?
Nah, I'm not really feeling it. I don't like gimmicky covers. I don't like glow-in-the-dark covers. I'm not a child of the 60s, and I didn't like when they tried bringing it back in the 90s. And every time I look at Geiger, kind of like what Gomez says, I always think it's Ghost Rider every single time I look at it. It's not bad art or anything like that. It just doesn't appeal to me.
Hey, my man, Jose Crespo, man. He said I picked up that shiny Joker and this Geiger. So my man's 2 for 2. There you go on this, man. Real quick shout out to my man Fuzzy Dunlop. What's going on, bro? Thank you for joining us, man. We got Uncanny Swag, man. And then Comics Are Great is saying there are 4 covers for Joker, not including the 1 in 25 Federici. Josh was right. Again, guys. So we're gonna move on, man. Move on from some stiff competitions to some runner-ups, man. The runner-up, and the next cover is gonna be one of my favorite DC covers that came out this weekend. Is gonna be DC Pride for DC Pride #1, cover done by Jen Bartel. This cover is amazing, dope, love it, colorful. And there you go. All right, let me just read a little bit of what he wrote down, man. Celebrating Pride Month in grand style, DC decided to dedicate a 9-story, 80-page issue to its LGBTQIA plus characters. Damn, 80 pages? I know this.
80 pages and 80 letters.
80, right? I know, right? Yo, damn, 80 pages. I didn't know. But there you go, man. Every company seems to do something, and many of them very heavy-handedly, like Marvel, shocker. Either way, Bartel was the perfect artist to tackle this cover, especially because of her bold use of color. Guys, what do you think? What do you think, Josh? Let's start with Josh.
Go, Josh.
It's cool. It reminds me of something, and I can't remember what that something is. I would have picked it up, but I don't pick up books for covers, not really anymore. But yeah, I mean, you picked it up, and I like looking at it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's dope. I like how it kind of shows that relationship between Ivy and Harley. It's that kind of off again, on again, relationship, and it's a fitting cover for what it's for the month it's trying to represent.
Definitely, man. And Bartel, one of my favorite artists right now, and this is just a wonderful cover. Broski, what do you think?
Yeah, like you said, I picked up 2 of these. I have it in my pull list. I do not have it with me right now. I don't know. I something with those DC Pride and Jen Bartel. She does really good with those women covers.
I agree.
So I can't argue with that. It's really great art. They did one like this with I want to say it was like a DC Rebirth, Harley Quinn cover, kind of. So this is dope. I like stuff like this. The color, the contrast of everything. Like I said, it could be something later down the line. It being a 80-page one shot, so can't go wrong with stuff like that. It's one story. So.
Yeah, yo, was this a $9.99 cover? I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, goes to show it was an 80-page book, man. Real quick, man, let me give a shout out to the people in the chat. Join us, man. Raging Cajun Comics, man. Thank you for joining us, man. And we got the big bro, man, home of the New York Warriors. Thank you, Biggs, for joining us, man. Yeah, cool cover, definitely. So, all right, so we will move on to another runner-up, man. And it's going to be Wonder Woman issue 773, cover done by Josh Middleton. I think is an amazing cover, guys. Middleton has been killing it. Let me read a little bit what my man Mike Morello has been writing down. He put a beautifully poignant moment expertly rendered by one of who has become a modern master of virtually every style, which I agree. I'm not ever sure I can explain how, but focal point remains on Wonder Woman's face as it should be. Broski, what you think?
Middleton's been killing with these ones. This one, I like it, but it's not like one of the ones he's been doing lately. It's decent, but it's not like the one he did that looked like Snow by herself, and the one he did recently with I think it was 772 with the looked like a horror background. This one's okay. I'll still pick it up, but I won't pick it. It didn't pop my eye as the other ones did. So yeah, it's a decent cover.
Okay.
It didn't pop Gomez's eye like Negan popping Glenn's eye with a baseball bat.
Hey, fucking popping lot, baby. That's my way to get this shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Spoilers for Walking Dead 100.
Yeah, I know, right? Over there, Josh spoiling shit. Is it me? Is that new Wonder Woman logo? Or is that I don't know. I don't know if that's the Wonder Woman logo. I think it's pretty different.
That's been the logo for.
Is that for
for a while? All right.
Is
What
it
do you think,
for
Josh?
how long, but at least a minute. With Middleton, a good number of his covers, like you always kind of have to do a double take because it almost looks like a photograph sometimes. I mean, obviously, when you look close enough, obviously it is not. But he's just a really great artist. He switches up his style in terms of like poses and things, more often than like say like Jen Bartel or who's the one that we always reference, the guy in Detective.
Fuck is his name?
Lee Bermejo?
Yes.
No, yeah.
Lee Bermejo. So he switches up like the poses more often than those two. I'd like to see him do something a little bit different, because he's usually only doing like close-ups of faces or like half body up. Like the last cover, you've seen a full shot of Wonder Woman, walking through the woods. But I'd like to see some of these artists really switch up their styles a little bit, kind of go outside their comfort zone a little bit. Because I'm tired of seeing, the same thing again and again and again. It's dope. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. I agree. And Middleton, shout out to Middleton doing these Game of Thrones stylish covers, you know what I mean? Because that's the vibe I get when I see these covers. And our Germ, yeah, Biggs. Our Germ too, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, our Germans are known for that too.
And we're gonna go on with the winner, man. The winner of the week, this one right here. And I agree. I didn't even know this book came out, so he put it up there, and and it's gonna be God of War, Fallen God #4, cover done by Gabriel Delato, guys. This cover, when I saw it and it was the winner of the week, I thought it was badass, and I thought it was damn. You know what?
Damn, I got that, man.
I'm sure you get it tomorrow, Josh.
I don't think any of my shops ordered this.
Let me read a little bit what my man Morello put down. Excuse me, man. I got some food. Quite reminiscent of his Drax covers of Annihilation, but done with reds rather than blues and greens. This one absolutely crushes, and it does, man. It really does. We don't get a ton of fully painted Delato pieces these days. Instead, we tend to get more pastel stuff. Those are fine, but never nearly as good as when he takes the time and to really paint with his awesome emotion and detail like this cover. I agree. This one right here, man, shout out to Morello, my man, winner of the week. I like this. It's different, and I agree with you. There you go, broski.
Yeah, Kratos, man. You can say great. If you haven't played God of War, great story as well behind it. Great ass game. You can't go wrong. He Delato nailed it with this detail and the art itself. You could just see him in that art. Sometimes people try to redraw characters and it's not spot on. This is spot on. This is dope. I agree with them. This is for regular covers. Is dope.
Yes, and this is the only cover. Josh, what do you think?
It's really awesome, and I'll tell you this, if they ever end up doing any God of War show or movie or something like that, and it's like truly going to happen, not, because they've announced it several times, confirmed or rumors or whatever, this will be one of the books to get. I can guarantee you that. I just know it in my heart of hearts that this will be one of those books. There's not many God of War books that are really worth anything outside, I think, of the first, yeah, exactly, and that second print. But this, I would assume, would probably have to be the next best thing. If not, will be better.
Yeah, wow, I agree. It's just something about this cover, and plus it's Delato. You got Delato.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So definitely good pick, and shout out to Morello, man, with this one, man. We agree. Well, listen, at least I agree with you on this one. I can't speak for everybody else. I think they do agree with you. For the winner of the week. So shout out to Mike Morello from CBSI, guys. CBSI. Again, man, the article is on the description below, man. So, if y'all want to read it, go give it a check, man.
You can win big with Delato, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Dope ass cover. He said I like the animated or live, like an animator or live action. I think they would get maybe animated for me, at least.
Maybe
I don't
like
know.
Avatar style would be pretty dope.
Yeah. It could be, man. All right, so we're going to move on, guys. We're going to move on to our reviews, guys. To our comic book day reviews. Let me share my screen again, guys. Bam. Bam. Here we go. All right. from here we in East Beast West, guys, we got new comic book day review, guys. We picked out 4 books. I have a couple of honorable mentions I mentioned later on after this, man. But we're gonna start off with these 4, man. And give me a second. And there we go. All right. And we're gonna go with these, man. We're gonna go with Karmen number 4. We're gonna go with Spider-Man, Spider Shadows is number 3. Joker number 4, and Detective Comics 1037, guys. 1037. The first book we're going to review is going to be Joker issue number 4, story done by James Tynion, the 4th, the Quattro, baby, the Quattro, and cover and art done by Jillian March, which you'll see Jillian March with Karmen or whatever. And here in Joker number 4. I enjoyed reading this book this time around, and again, I feel like they focus too much a little bit on Gordon. This whole fucking Joker story has been focused a little bit too much on Gordon, but to know that Gordon's out to hunt him and kill him, and so you get the reason why they kind of focus a little bit on Gordon, but I just feel like it's a little too much. But that's just me. We got in this issue, we got Lady Bane. What's that brother and sister duo? I don't know their names. I forgot their names, man.
Oh, Buddy, and the fuck is their name? The Sampson family. Buddy and I can't remember the sister's name. Yeah,
and obviously James Gordon is there to just kill Joker. They finally get to Joker's place or whatever. And they try to assassinate him, but Joker always, with his little playing up his sleeve, he basically rigged the place, or with gases and explosions and stuff, and basically he drugged everybody. You know what I mean? He drugged everybody, and he tied up Gordon. He tied up some what was it? The brother or sister duo, or I think it was just a brother. And he just, my man tied up
him up.
He killed he fucked him up, basically. Yeah. Basically was that part was pretty dope. And then there was a long dialogue between him and Gordon talking about stuff, basically about, the Killing Joke. It's always going back to the Killing Joke, right? Am I bugging? It's going back to that. That's what I got. This was a good read. At the same time, man, the second story with Punchline was good. And with this one here, man, Oracle, and I forgot Shorty's name that's helping Oracle. Is it Stephanie? It could be Stephanie Brown. I think it's Stephanie Brown. They're tracking who it was. They were tracking Cressida. There you go, Cressida. Which she's part of the Court of Owls. And shout out to Talon, man. Talon makes an appearance here in this issue. One of the Talons. And how it ends basically is just Gordon, Joker runs off, and he makes a reference that he's gonna go to Europe, right? He makes a reference, which brought me back to Batman Detective, right? If I'm not mistaken, because that takes place in Europe. So when he mentioned that, that's what I thought.
He is going to Europe too. He is. They've already released the synopsis for issue 7, and he will end up in Europe.
Now that's interesting because I don't think it's the same timeline, if I'm not mistaken, right? What is it? The Batman Detective and Joker over here?
No, Batman Detective is before.
That's what I'm saying. Okay,
even Joker War. But in this book, I like how I said a long time ago, and you can go back. I forget on which show I said it, but I always thought that Joker was not responsible for the Arkham Asylum gassing. And, he wants to know from Gordon, who did this. And Gordon doesn't believe that he didn't do it. And, he makes some pretty good points about, why would I gas this place and not let everyone know that it's me? That's what I do. So that was pretty neat. So it'll be pretty interesting to find out who's behind all this. I like that they're finally going to bring the Court of Owls into this. Hopefully, they kind of left this hanging a couple issues back when, they kind of, when the court kind of brought Cressida in, or kind of, I think maybe her family, if I remember right, might have used to be a part of the Court of Owls, and maybe they were kind of kicked out, and now she's, being brought back in. Mm-hmm. But also at the end too, since different factions, different groups are going after Joker for different reasons. You got the Sampson family, you got, Lady Bane and her crew, and obviously Gordon via the Court of Owls. But I think it's kind of neat at the end how Lady Bane lets Gordon go, almost as if she's not really a villain. She's just a mercenary.
Yeah, she kind of tells him like, "Yo, get out of here, go home. You don't need
Yeah.
to be in this." Yeah.
Yeah, like head back to the light, while you still can. That's what she says. You're already drowning in the darkness. Head back to the light while you can.
Yeah.
And also too, I like the backup story with Punchline. I wish these stories with Punchline were a little bit longer. It's kind of dragging out, but you can definitely see in this story, like Punchline's getting ready to come back. Like she'll be out of jail pretty soon.
I enjoy how what's that gang? Something of Spades.
Oh, the Royal Flush Gang.
Royal Flush, yeah. And she thinks she's running basically shit in prison, and it goes to show that Punchline had a trick up her sleeve too. Orca, betrays the queen, and it looks like next issue, Punchline's gonna be running shit over there in prison. So I like Josh. I'm also enjoying the second story, of Joker, which takes place with Punchline. So this one was a good read for me. I enjoyed it. Not as much as the other ones, but I did enjoy it. So I give you that, man. And we'll give our grades later about this, man. So we're gonna move on from here. Joker, issue number 4, man, to Karmen number 4. And again, guys, Jillian March, story, cover art, done by Jillian March. Let's Broski, let's start with you, bro.
Yeah, it was a pretty good story. Was the way they continue with it. It's more about Catalan. What's her name? Cat. She's Kalina. She's basically finally finds out that Cisco is broke up with his girlfriend, and for some reasons I guess, and she's thinking it's because of her. So they both kind of like connecting, but she's still in the spirit world and trying to go to the light, but still trying to find out reason why. And it was a good connection. It kind of felt what's going to happen, a hunch, but overall it was a good read. It didn't have too much of Karmen in it, just the very beginning and a little bit. So
I found that a little interesting. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I found that a little interesting. You got to see what she work at, and
her boss, kind of.
Yeah, her boss. And if you see that, it's called Karma Corp, Karma Corp, or whatever the fuck. That's the company that she works for. I'm assuming. I don't know. Yeah. It's I don't know who that, because they don't name her. I don't know who that lady is really, but she's basically her boss, Karmen's boss, basically telling her what to do and stuff like that. Make sure she's telling Karmen, get the job done and let's go. Like, you're taking your time, basically. Hurry the fuck up. And then it goes back to Catalina. She's running through the city or whatever. She's basically depressed already. She's already taken. She's like giving in, basically. She's already coming to terms like, you know what? All right, this is what it is. Let me just make my peace with Cisco, and then let me get the fuck out. Then it's like Broski said, she comes to a realization that, she sits down, as a matter of fact, with a girl, right? And it just so happens to be the girl that Cisco is breaking up with. I know it's sounding a little CW-ish over here, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think her name is, what's her name? I think I wrote it down. Is it Angelina? Yeah. Angelina, there you go. And Angelina's talking to him, and she mentions Cisco, and then she's, Catalina basically, oh shit, you talking to Cisco, and now she's interested, and kind of find out, she's mentioning Joanna, another girl, that you breaking up with me with Joanna, and this is and kind of find out it was basically she didn't know who it was yet, so she basically ran off. I'm talking about Catalina. She didn't know who basically she was talking to. Basically, she ran off to go see Cisco to see what was going on and see who he's talking about. So she goes off to him to see him or whatever. And let me see what else. And they kind of find out that it was basically Catalina that he broke up his girl with to be with her or whatever. That's what it seems like. I don't know. Next issue, they're gonna talk about it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Cisco doesn't know he's dead. She's dead too. So
yeah, she don't know he's dead. I mean, he don't know she's dead. And this is like what is this the floating orb or the shit that sucks her, I guess sucks her in, and I guess she's gone, right? I think once that happens, right? I don't know.
Into the light, the
yeah.
glowing orb.
And Josh, what do you thought about it, man? What do you think about it?
This was my read of the week out of these 4 books. I really like where this story is going.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's funny that Cisco's like a man whore. It's kind of funny, like keeping up. I'm like, wait, which girlfriend of this is his now? You know? So like obviously like him and Catalina have been friends since like I think a very young age, and she's always liked him, and he's never really seen her like that, but he's come to a point in his life where he does. And I like the reason I like this book is obviously it tells the story of what it's telling, but it's also telling a deeper story of like, no matter what you think you have going on in your life and how bad it is, like how easily like you can misinterpret things or get cross signals or not know what's going on in someone's life. And the simplest way to figure that out is by talking to somebody, so this book leaves me a little bit sad because I hope that she somehow like this is all some sort of a trick to make her realize like how precious life is and all the and it was very selfish of her to kill herself and things like that. I doubt it'll end like that. I'm sure she will probably end up still being dead. But I'd like to see her somehow come back.
I hope there's a twist to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she originally killed herself because she didn't want to be a burden to Cisco, right? Is that
which I never really understood. I don't really remember all the intricate details going back to the beginning, but it's like she doesn't want to be a burden to him. Like how though? Like how is she
causing problems with his girlfriends? Because every girlfriend he has, it seems like she's in the middle of the mix, and they don't feel comfortable with her being part of it. So he ends up ending with her because they're best friends, but they still don't feel comfortable that she's a girl being his best friend. So a lot of times she felt like when I was reading this one, it made it seem like she was causing a lot of the relationships to be broken up. So she ended up killing herself because she says the fact that she loves him so much that she doesn't have no reason of living, but she didn't know that he was gonna love her like she does, like he's accustomed to now in a way in this book. So he doesn't even know she did yet. So kind of like I don't know. That's how I feel when I'm reading it. When I read it too as well is the fact that she did that to not cause him suffer, so she can in a way.
Yeah. This is a 5-book miniseries, right? If I'm not mistaken. What is it?
Yeah.
So next issue is gonna be the conclusion of this Karmen book. And honestly speaking, for Jillian Marsh to be an artist writing stories, and this is a deep story. Honestly speaking, if you really look at it, man, this chick is complex, depression and all that stuff. So a guy, he's writing some shit. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna stick with it. There's one more issue we're in it, and this one came out in Europe. I heard it came out already, like the whole trade paperback. Now it's just over here in the States, they're giving us issue by issue. I gotta see if I get me one, man. You know what I mean? Spoiler. What is going on back issue, Paulie, man? Shout out to David Sikin and Mint, man. If you haven't seen, man.
I was thinking about this as I was walking in the door today, back from work. Like, Karmen is one of these stories that, in my opinion, is so well done in every way, but like will never, and it's not obviously all about this. It will never be worth anything.
Yeah.
The book will never be worth most likely will never be worth anything. And it's an excellent fucking story.
Unless somehow, some way it gets optioned and stuff like that, or you see.
I don't know how it could be. It's too short of a.
It is honestly, but then again with Karmen,
I mean, I guess you could keep going on.
Keep going with the volumes. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on, man, from Karmen issue number 4, man, and we're gonna go on from there to Spider-Man, Spider Shadow, issue number 3. Story done by Chip Zdarsky, guys. Cover done by Phil Noto, and the art inside by Pasquale Ferry, guys. This is continuing to be a good read, man. I know it's a 5-book miniseries also of the What If the symbiote stood with Spider-Man, Peter Parker. This one here was a good one, man. Josh, what do you think of this? What do you thought of this one?
I thought it was really good. The only complaint I have about this book is these fucking covers. I think these covers are terrible, and they all look the same.
There's some similarities to them. Yes, I agree. Yeah.
So this picks up obviously right where it left off, where the Sinister Six, or a different version of the Sinister Six, gets together to hunt down Spider-Man. And you've got J. Jonah Jameson as the leader. You got Rhino, Electro, Mysterio, Kraven, and instead of Dr. Octopus, which I think this is pretty neat, you got Eddie Brock, who, because he didn't get the Venom symbiote, goes and kills Dr. Octopus instead and takes the tentacles. Yep. So now he's Brock Ock. Yeah. So they all basically lay a trap for him, like kind of like out of the city. So no other, like the Avengers or anything like that can show up and kind of interfere. Peter tracks them down. He kills Mysterio. He kills Rhino. He fucks up Raven. He fucks up Eddie. But as they're kind of fighting at the end, Jameson's in his kind of spider suit. And they end up lighting a fire and end up burning off, the symbiote off of Peter. And as he's doing that, Peter is calling out to Jameson, and Jameson realizes who it is, and he carries him out of there and saves him. Yeah. And is basically like, Peter, why did it have to be you? And he drives them back home, and
to Mary Jane and Black Cat's there. So my man Peter Parker over there too, be a player.
Yeah, right. So, but the Venom symbiote is they think that it's dead, but Peter doesn't think it's dead because he can still hear it in his mind, and it's you could see it on the back of the van. So they get to the apartment where the two girls are, and then it goes to a picture of the Venom symbiote, and it's basically saying, I've got to get back to, the smart guy, and he's talking about Reed Richards.
Yes.
And the next thing is you see the Venom symbiote in the lab, basically like taking over Thing and like growing a bunch of other symbiotes.
That's what I thought. I thought it was dope. And it looked like is it the current symbiote that he created as own thing? I don't know. But I thought that was freaking dope the way it ended.
Oh, yeah. I never even noticed that.
Yeah, it looks like. I could be wrong. I don't know. But yes, man, this story has been not surprisingly, because it's Chip Zdarsky, man, doing this.
It's very a quick story. Like not a lot happens, but like enough happens to make it interesting.
Yes, I agree. Broski, what you had to say about this one? Did you enjoy this read?
Yeah, it was a good read. It was something different. The fact that Peter's actually with the symbiote killing him instead of letting him live, and he says himself, it's time when he's in the symbiote, his character of rage comes out like Punisher. You know what I mean? So it's like he wants to do what he wants to do, but he wants to be a good citizen. This is crossing over his line. So with that symbiote, it's doing what he really wants to do for a lot of these villains, that they won't keep doing what they're doing, which is causing always ruckus and shit ever so often. So by killing these motherfuckers off, you don't have to deal with that shit no more. But it's the side of him that's kind of the evil side of him, that what we all want to do in a way when it comes to villains and bullshit, but we don't. It's kind of gives you the opposite story, which is good, because you want to see something dark, and this is Spider-Man's dark time. And then you got that situation with Kingpin, who actually reveals his whole true identity, and before he passed. And when he died, he did something which he ends up showing his true identity, who Spider-Man is, which they come to his house because they find out the police, because
that's right,
they find out Parker is Spider-Man. So that's going to be a different cliffhanger for the next issue. See what happens now that his identity is revealed. So that'll be something to see on the next issue, on see what's going to happen with the fact that they're all together, him and Black Cat and Mary Jane, and he's like, oh shit, and it ends up with a cliffhanger, and that's when it goes to Fantastic Four and the Thing, and the situation with the symbiote still being in the back of the van. So we'll see what happens.
Definitely, man. Shout out to my man Hip Hop Cinemy, man. Shout out to Steve. He is gonna be a guest on Coffee and Comics this Saturday, guys, 9:30 a.m. guys, Eastern. He says, "What's up, y'all? Sorry for being late. Work BS for free. Yeah, boy. There you go, man. There you go, man. So we're gonna move on from there. And listen, shout out to Team Nerdherd, man. We're gonna do a crossover, man. We're gonna bring out whole East meets West and the Team Nerdherd, and we're gonna do a nice little crossover show there, man. It's gonna be a good one, man. Can't wait for that. We'll plan it out. So the last book we're going to review is going to be Detective Comics issue 1037, man. Story done by Mariko Tamaki, which I think he's been doing an amazing job with Detective Comics. And the art, too, also by cover, the interiors, and this cover 8 done by Dan Mora. Been killing it, man, with the art, man. I'm digging it. And I keep saying it, man. Batman is just the regular Batman by James Tynion. It's a great read, but Detective Comics, guys, don't sleep on it. Read it. It's been good. These new characters on here has been worth it, man. Josh, what you thought of 1037?
I liked it. It jumps around a little bit. I don't know if it's because I read so many comics. I have a very good memory, but for some reason, like my memory isn't very good when it comes to reading things. Like I forget pretty quickly what happens in like the previous issue. But it was good. I mean, it picks up right after the two. No, excuse me, 3. So 3 people get killed at the end of the last issue. Mm-hmm. Well, no. 2 get killed at the end of the last issue, but 3 are dead. So Sarah Worth is dead, and then who's Bruce's other neighbor is also
Linda. Was it Linda or no? Not Linda. That was not. That's that nosy. That's the
Lydia.
That's Lydia.
Yeah, and then the boyfriend, who was also killed. So they never really focus on like who the killer is because the cops seem to think it's Bruce. Bruce ends up getting pulled into the GCPD.
They're interrogating him.
Yeah. So flash over to Mr. Worth, who is just like an insane. He's a maniac.
My man's livid, dude.
Yeah. Just like kind of busts into like the mayor's office and is like assuming Bruce is guilty before it's even proven, like you've been holding him, you questioning him, he's guilty type of thing. I'm going to get him pretty much. And he's like telling him, don't interfere because you'll screw things up. So then it flashes over to what? That guy Vile. What's his name? His first name?
I thought his first name was Vile. Oh, no, that's not his first name. I don't know what it is, but Vile, either his last name or first name.
Who's like the mayor's like
right-hand man or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it turns out he's the killer.
Yeah.
But like I don't know what he is. If he's infected with something. You know what it looks like? It looks like from like Blade 2. Remember when the vampires got infected? Yeah. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. Like he looks like he's got kind of like a spider, like a mutated spider coming out of his
parasite or some shit. Yeah.
There's the picture right there.
Yeah. Hold on, let me just highlight you right there. Bam. There you go.
So he's the one that's, killing all these people. For what reasons, we have no idea. And then it flashes back to Bruce gets transferred. I don't know if he gets he gets transferred to the prison.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's in the GCPD. I think.
Yeah, he's still, he's in the holding cells. He's in the holding cells. And then Mr. Worth comes out and basically he finds out where Bruce Wayne is at. And,
but the GCPD, so obviously he's got connections because they get everyone out. But Bruce still has gadgets on him somehow. He's got a watch on him that shows him stuff going on outside. Okay, yeah, and Mr. Worth blows up the place with a rocket launcher. I think it's a little too big of an explain. I realize this is comics, but I mean, he looks like he hit this thing with a freaking. A bomb from a jet, not a freaking rocket propelled grenade. Yeah. But of course, Bruce survives. Yeah. And then crawls down into the conveniently located Bat Cave below the GCPD, because he's got like a Bat Cave under every manhole cover.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to, the mayor's office, and he's like, "Hey, Vile, where have you been?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I was just getting dinner." And then it goes back to Mr. Worth again, looking for Bruce down in the sewers. But the weird thing is he goes, "Where are you, Wayne?" Like calling out to him in the sewers. And then the last page is Bruce saying "here" and punching him, but he's dressed as Batman. Dude, you just gave your identity away to this dude.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So like, I like the story. Don't get me wrong, but there's kind of plot hole, and then there's 2 backup stories in this that like.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Yo, Dan Moore didn't do any tears in this issue. It was Victor Bogdanovich who did the pencils in this one, which was done awesome, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's great art for sure. But the 2 backup stories, I don't know what the purpose of the last one was. The first one was okay. It kind of shows like, Mr. Worth has already lost one daughter early on, and he seems like a compassionate guy back then. He lost his 4-year-old daughter who died from complications. I think she had like congenital heart disease or something. So you understand why he's like pissed off that he's now lost another daughter. So it's just kind of like obviously, filling in some of those, the gaps between the story that's going on and catching you up to how this character became this character. Mm-hmm. This second backup story, I have zero idea what the purpose of it was.
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell that was. With I don't even know her name. I forgot her name. I think I wrote it down. No, I didn't write it down.
Who?
The shorty with the glasses with the red hair. She's in a gallery with all these rich people, I guess, or some shit. I don't know what was the point of that.
Yeah. Deb Donovan.
Yeah, that was the second story, right? There was another story. There was three stories in total. It was the main story.
No. Yeah, that was the first backup story.
Okay. There you go. Gotham Has a Heart. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then the other one with Robin. That's the one you was just about to talk about, right?
Yeah.
That one I kind of enjoyed a little bit too.
But what purpose does it serve other than like?
I think it's planting something for later on. I think, just for you to just remember or whatever. But I do like the little dialogue between Lucius and Alfred a little bit. I mean, that story is called 3 Minutes, and supposedly this is supposed to take place. This whole story is basically taking place in 3 minutes because Batman and Robin's they're in a predicament, and they have to turn off all communications with the Batcave for 3 minutes. If not, their Batmobile is gonna explode or some shit, So
the only cool thing in that story is, when Lucius is talking about, I'm like, the reason I'm here is not to protect Bruce, it's to protect Dick.
Grayson,
Pause. And he's basically saying, I'm here to protect the people that Batman is indoctrinating into his cult, so to speak. Because there will be more members of the Bat family after the first Robin, and he's right. And I mean, again, I don't know what purpose this story will serve in the future, but
yeah. So that's our reads, man. Those are our reads of this week, man. But I do also have some honorable mentions, man. I did read Geiger 3. Geiger 3 was an amazing read. I definitely recommend reading that, guys. Bunny, what is it? Bunny Mask #1.
Yeah.
That was a good read. Broski, if you're into horror, you are into horror.
Yeah, I got that one. I got that one pulled on my FOC, both covers. I didn't get the 115, I believe, but I did get it to check it out.
Bunny Mask was a great read. The same interior arts from MannyNYC in New York, which concluded this week with issue 5. I was reading it. I was a little bit down of the ending of MannyNYC of New York, because I was like, really? That's it? That's all you got, man? But then we got to know it's going to be another volume next year. I think it's coming. The author mentioned it. It's going to be MannyNYC of New York. The Bronx is burning, basically. So I thought that was pretty dope. So yeah, I
wanted to do MannyNYC of Connecticut.
I
Oh, you,
recommend
Josh?
Maniac. I recommend Maniac of New York #5 to read, guys. That was an amazing read. The whole 5 issues was pretty dope. Just the ending was a little bit, but it explains that there's going to be another volume, so we're going to see more of Harry, the killer, and then Bunny Mask definitely, man, was a great read. #1. I enjoyed it. Pretty dope. Give that a read, guys. For my indie books. And Geiger 3, like also, but I also read. I know Nottingham Force will come on next week, supposedly. But I saw it available to read online this week, so I read it. And dude, Nottingham #4, dude. We'll review that next week. We'll talk about that. I let Josh read it. Because Josh reads the physical copy, and I don't think he picked that up. Yeah, get out the Bronx. Okay, thank you, BLC. Real quick, man, and shout out to my man Ultra Maximus. I think he hit 600 on YouTube, man.
Yeah, I see that. Congratulations,
yeah,
brother.
yo, congratulations, man. Yeah, definitely, man. If you're not subbed up to Ultra Maximus, please do, guys. Yo, my man right there knows his shit.
The greatest logo ever.
That is a dope logo. That is a dope logo. I give you that.
Amazing Spider-Man was good this week too.
I'm backed up 2 issues. I'm gonna read that tonight, the 2 issues, and see what's up. Okay, so the little chameleon thing, that storyline is working for you, Josh. All right.
I don't know if it's just because I think it's good compared to what ASM has been, and it's really just not that good. It's just a little bit better, which is probably the case.
Yeah.
But the last couple of ASM issues have been bookended by stories that are setting up future things to come, and I like what it's setting up, especially the Sinister Six stuff.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'm like I said, we'll talk about it when I read it, man. Shout out to man from Beantown, Benny Beans is in the house, man, and I saw TiVo, man. Those in the long box. What is going on, man? Thanks for joining us, guys. Yes. You already know. So yeah, man, those are our reviews, man. We're gonna start grading them, man. We're gonna start off with Broski, man. What do you think of Detective Comics? What grade do you give it?
I give it an 8.0. I give it an 8.0 because it still has a. I don't know. It was a good read. I'm not gonna say it had a little cliffhanger at the end of what's going on and what's to come. Books like these are good books because you want to see what's next, so it anticipates you to pick up the next issue, and that's what this did at the end to see what's going to go on and what's going to happen with the situation with Bruce and Mr. Worth. And see what happens. So, yeah.
Okay, so you give it an 8. And my man Figure Drawing is saying, yo, Josh, the Maniac of Connecticut was born in nuclear power plant there. Yeah, so there you go. All right. Josh, what do you grade this Detective Comics 1037?
I'll go just a little lower. I'll say a 7.5. I mean, it was a decent read. Again, it jumps around a little bit, and again, suspending disbelief is one thing, but then there's the kind of stupid things where doing things like, come on, really, you have a bat cave like under
I know. Yeah, that's like unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like, come on, like, again, they're suspending belief, and then come on, you're making things a little too convenient here to serve your story purpose. So 7.5.
All right. I'll give you that. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Detective Comics has been an amazing read for me. I'm enjoying it. This is, like I said, man, it is what, the title right there is Detective Comics. This is really detective mode. Like, you're trying to figure out what's going on here. I like the fact that these new characters, like Vile, we got to know what Vile is, and he's the cause of certain things here. Mr. Worth, the character, how he is. I think he's going to be a character that's going to be around.
Yeah.
Now, maybe not now, but he's going to be something worth, because
I compare this to kind of how ASM has been, where the best part of this book is when it's not focusing on Bruce. Just yeah,
I'll give you that. And give it. I would have given it an 8, but with the 8.5, I give it to the second story with Lucius Fox and Alfred. That whole dialogue, I really enjoyed that. I know. It was great, but I really enjoyed the little dialogue between them two characters. Whatever the hell was going on with Batman and Robin, I give 2 shits about. But them two, they were talking about certain things. I really enjoyed that. And then the art inside, man, was pretty dope for not being Dan Mora. There you go. So I give it an 8.5, man. An 8.5. So we're gonna move on to what's the next one? Joker. So what is it? Joker 4? Joker? No. Spidey Shadows. There you go. Spider-Man, Spidey Shadows. Josh, what you grade? What grade you give it?
I give it an 8. An 8.0. I thought it was very good. The art is kind of iffy for me, but it's a good story. I think it's. I want to say I think it's the best one so far out of all three. I like how it. I'd say the first half of the book. It wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. It was okay. I just think the last half of the book is what makes this book, even though it's a quick read. So, it's neat to see a different take on Jameson, and that he, even though he's rough on Peter, usually when he sees that Peter is actually Spider-Man, it changes his whole tune.
Yes, I agree, man. And real quick, man, let me just give a shout out to Universe X. Thanks for joining us, man. David Sigman says, I paid $25 for this month. Why not do another before the end of the month? Hey, David, you already know, man. It was a good one, man. Go back to that show, man. The show was pretty damn good, man. We had some good topics and we talked on. It was some good panel members, too. But, so what grade you gave it? I'm sorry, Josh. 8?
8.
Okay. I'm going to give this one an 8.5 also. I'm going to give this one an 8.5. The art inside, I do enjoy. The art inside, I feel like it gives it an 80s style. They have the 80s style art a little bit. They're trying for that, at least. And I like that. I like the Zdarsky story. He's been doing amazing with these what ifs, man. And I like the idea of the what ifs being a nice little mini series upon itself. I want to see what the hell the next what if storyline can be. And, if this is working out with the symbiote sticking with Peter Parker, who knows what else what if they can stick, do a nice little mini series with. There's so many different stories they can do with this if they do it right, like they did this one. Or they've been doing it right. I think the next issue, it's 5 issues, if I'm not mistaken, again, with Spider Shadows, or I think it's a little bit more, 6. Don't really remember.
5, I think.
5. It's kind of winding down. So I'm interested to see now that we see Reed Richards becoming, infected with the symbiote. And the Fantastic Four coming into play, how they're gonna. It seems interesting. So, with it winding down, I think it's gonna, show the best work at the end. You know what I mean? So, shout out to Zdarsky for that, man. So, I'm gonna give this one an 8.5. All right.
Yeah. I'm with you on that books. I'll give it an 8.5. It was a good read. I don't read a lot of Spider-Man, but this one actually got me on my toes. For the situation of the story. So. I'm with Josh though. The reason I would give it 9.0, but the crappy ass covers hurt me. There ain't no good covers. So 8.5 is where I'm at too. I agree with you, broski.
David sticking in and say, "Yo, cover rating is 5 for looking like a cockroach."
A cockroach, yeah.
Meow Meow says 7. Did you read BOC? I don't know. Did you read? Open up your books, bro. That's what I said. All right.
BLC doesn't read his books. You don't read your books, BLC?
You sound like Discovery Bay right now, bro.
Do you read? All right. So next up we're gonna do is Karmen number 4, guys. I'm gonna give this one here. I'm gonna give this one a 9. I'm enjoying the story by Gillian Marsh. I'm liking it, even though it's becoming, it's way different from a superhero story. Obviously, it's not. This is something different, something, way left field, with this. And I'm enjoying Gillian's storytelling. I'm enjoying his art in here. The anatomy that he draws with Karmen, the bones and everything. I like that. That's skills. That's skills right there. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 9, man. Broski, what you give it?
I give like a 9. I give it like a 9.4.
Wow.
I give it a bit better because this gives you a lot of thought processing. I think Josh said the same thing. And me, it gave me a lot of thought processing of real life stories of being a ghost and all that shit that happens. And you take your life too early. You don't even know what the outcome is and what can you expect in the future. And all this stuff's happening with her while she's passed away. She's realizing she didn't make a mistake and took her life too early. And a lot of things are showing you that be patient in life. Don't overthink that just because of one issue you should end your life. There's a lot of meaning in life, and it explains a lot of stuff into this book that Gillian March has put together that I'm really enjoying, along with great art. Well, yeah, and it's different. It's different compared to normal comics, and that's what I like about it, because it makes you have that thinking process on it. So I like it. Really good read.
There you go. And Josh, what do you think?
I'll go right in the middle, you guys. 9.2. I think this whole story has been excellent. And this, in my opinion, has been the best issue so far. Like you said, like Gomez says, this book makes you think in ways outside of just thinking about the story it's telling, the bigger life lesson story. I hope he kills it with this ending. I really do.
Yeah.
Actually, and I don't mean that in the literal sense, but I hope he gives us a good ending.
You know what, yo, Steve, man, I know when Karmen 5, man, if you're interested to do a new commentary review for that with us, man, let us know, man. We could definitely send you the invite and we'll talk about it, because I know my man Hip Hop Cinema has been reading it from day one. He's been talking about Karmen also, so you got the open invite. Let me know, brother. Hey, yeah, we're gonna go from there to our last book, and you already know, Joker number 4, guys. I'm gonna give this one here a 8.5. I'm gonna give this one an 8.5. I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it. I just feel like they focused a little bit too much, like I said before, on James Gordon. And there is a reason for it. I understand, but it's just, I don't know. He keeps on bringing up the Killing Joke or what's happening to him, and I just feel like it's getting tiring of that. But there's also
too much exposition going on,
Yeah. But the art is amazing by Jillian March. You already know Jillian March killing it at Karmen. But this work over here on Joker is just crazy. And listen, man, if you don't think Joker is a crazy character, dude, he does some crazy shit in this issue. And no bullshit. Check it out, man. Josh, what do you give it?
I give it an 8. It's very good. I think it's probably, from what I can remember, the weakest of the 4 issues, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Not at all.
No.
But this kind of, in a lot of ways, just served as a little bit of a filler, I think. But it's good. The thing is, it's like, even though it might be a slower issue for Joker, like the parts that are really awesome are like really freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole thing where he ties up Gordon and Buddy Sampson and just fucks that dude's world up. It's just awesome. Yeah,
like he's just tying him up with he just like rips his face off.
Yeah.
Sick, man, sick, crazy. Read, man.
And I hope that that's not the end of that character. I hope that he fucks him up so bad, because he's kind of like, he says like he's not going to be able to rely on his looks anymore and whatnot.
Yeah.
I hope he's just like a straight, like, I mean, it's a family of cannibals, but now his face is just fucked. So I hope that makes him like a menacing character down the road.
He said, "I'm digging Joker." LOL. Josh needs more description. I'm digging it. Would you buy a Gordon book? Not really. Not really.
That's why it's called Joker.
Exactly.
But something, depending who writes it and the storyline, it might be a good thing.
Right, good thing. But the majority of people, and Gomez is right, and this is what I was going to say before, that's why this book is called Joker. Not Gordon.
Yeah. Yep. So, is this better than Nottingham? No.
No.
No. That's it. Nottingham is just a different. Nottingham is just, to me right now, is one of my favorite, if not the best read right now for me. But that's because I'm stuck in that world. I like that whole medieval time and all that stuff. That David Hassan, he's doing an amazing work with Nottingham, and that fucking art is just, it clicks. It's different from what you're used to, but it clicks with the story. It blends well. It's just, how you got Snyder and Capullo. This blends well. Also, you know what I mean? True. Yeah, but yeah, man, that's what we have here, man. So yeah, man, that's what we have for our reviews. For East Meets West, man. New Comic Day. I already picked out books for next week. I already shows Josh. I'll tell Broski after this. Let me just stop sharing this shit, man. What's up? I'm here. Yeah. Ass is late. Ass is late, man. Just make sure you give the thumbs up. All right, Manny. Thank you for the view. Nottingham is on fuego. Yes, Comic Girl Anthony. Yes, man. Guys, man, you already know, man. Over here, we have our CBSI Friday FOC with us and my man Josh. He's gonna put that list out, and y'all check out the video tomorrow at noon, guys. Give you something to watch while you're eating, your lunch, and you can run out real quick, call your LCS or whatever, and put your books down. You know what I mean? This is something that you might catch that we don't really read, but you might like. You know what I mean? So this is a reason why Josh brings that list, which I think was a great idea. And then our live podcast show on Sunday, guys, at 7 p.m. Eastern, guys. Don't forget that. We're back in full effect now. But next week is Father's Day, so we're not going to do one that day. We're going to skip that week. And looking forward to the FOC video, my man, commentator Anthony. Appreciate that, man. Anthony, we got to bring you on because he reads his books too, man. We'll bring him on one day. Yeah, so, guys, do you have anything going on, man? Broski?
No, just hopefully I get all my shit situated within this week. Time for the show. We might have a special guest this Sunday, so I'm gonna go into the works of seeing what that is going. I'll let you know as soon as possible. It's gonna be somebody that owns a LCS, so it'll be nice to have him as to see how his aspects of how he does his work behind the scenes. So I'm excited for that. I'm reached out to him, so hopefully he reaches out to me today or tomorrow for sure that he's gonna do it, and maybe more likely get something done for Sunday.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah, I have stuff in the works, but it's just taking forever for these books to freaking get here. I want to do this spec video very soon. I'm just waiting for a couple more things, and then I want to do this haul video, and this haul video is going to be like at least like an hour long. Seriously, like I was telling the guy,
Why don't you break it down though, like more content in your channel?
Because it kind of all goes together.
Okay.
There's
a theme to it.
Like just a lot of awesome books.
Soda pop. Tell them.
Okay.
And like really like the one that I'm really waiting for. Yeah, right.
That sounded like Josh last week.
Yeah. The one that I'm waiting for has just been this. It's a long story to tell, so I'm kind of anxious for the book to finally get here. Big book, but it's just been a battle trying to get this book, and the videos kind of hinge on this book getting here at least. Yeah. So look for that soon.
He said, "Yo, Manny, have you seen Master of the Universe trailer? Yo, we'll talk about it on ESP Sports on Sunday. Yo, that trailer, you saw it, Josh?
No.
Watch it, bro. It was pretty good. It's pretty good, man. I was thinking. I know you're not a Master of the Universe fan, but it seems pretty badass, man. You know what? We'll maybe bring Peanut to talk about it on the show, man, if he's available. Let's see. And then real quick, man, he says, I was asking Karmen better than Nottingham. Since you guys having a high grades. Listen, Nottingham is a 9.6, bro, so far. 9.6, 9.8, you know what, I would give 9.8 so far. That right now Nottingham hasn't done no wrong for me.
I've given Karmen better grades than Nottingham?
No.
I have given a high grade, he said. So I think it's in that category, just different storytelling. So yeah. It's a high grade, it's in that range for me. But Karmen and Nottingham's complete different stories, so it's in that same range of a different aspect of the way you want to think of it and story-wise. So yeah, it's in that range.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. No bullshit. Yeah. You could talk about it there, since that's the only place you can talk about it. The Joker plays Skeletor, or is
all right? Let's roll out of here. We got a long FOC to film.
It's the Joker. It's Mark Hamill doing it. So, yeah, guys, you already know, guys, man. Stay tuned for the chop up tonight. If there's a chop, I think there is a chop up.
There is.
Stay tuned for that. Coffee and Comics, and guys, New York Warriors is doing an auction on Monday, guys. On Monday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, guys. So stay tuned for that. Listen, I'm dusting off the mic. I'm back on the auction scene because Biggs, he really needs my fucking help. So I'm there. I'm there, man. So other than that, guys, you already know, man. We're here, man. We're there. We're everywhere. And stay tuned for Team Not Hurt tonight, too, at 9 p.m. Eastern, too, guys. Other than that, man, I'll see y'all in the chats, people. Later. Peace. Good night. God bless.